Hey, what is going on, guys? This is the SS Ultimate Goku. Back with another video. And so, today I'm going to be talking about this Warrior Award thing that everyone is really talking about now. So, as we all know, the Hall of Fame, there's two classes this year because the 2020 class was canceled last year because of the pandemic. They had WrestleMania, but not the Hall of Fame class. So they're doing both Hall of Fame classes on two separate days this year. Batista bowed out because he couldn't make it, so he'll be in a future Hall of Fame class. He won't be in the 2020 class now. But we're not going to talk about the actual inductees for the Hall of Fame. We're going to talk about the Warrior Award. Because there's a lot of controversy right now with the Warrior Award right now. And so let's talk about the origins of the Warrior Award. So the Warrior Award basically was proposed essentially in the 2014 Hall of Fame, where Ultimate Warrior finally came back to the WWE and accepted his induction into the WWE Hall of Fame. In which his speech, Hall of Fame speech, he proposed an idea of an award to give to basically people behind the scenes in WWE that were not recognized or don't get enough admirations, from the WWE universe or the WWE fans, as I like to call them. This was basically the proposal. Unfortunately, Ultimate Warrior 3 days later would tragically pass away with, I believe it was a heart attack at the time. So Ultimate Warrior unfortunately passes away. Then the next year, for the 2015 Hall of Fame, right the day before WrestleMania, they introduce the new award called the Warrior Award, which was supposed to be in honor of the Ultimate Warrior who passed away, not too long after his Hall of Fame induction ceremony, following last year's WrestleMania. Okay, so in 2015 they do this Warrior Award thing, but they kind of go into a different direction with the proposal of Ultimate Warrior's award. Instead of giving it to people behind the scenes of WWE, they decide to give it to, kids, and or I guess adults, with life-threatening illnesses, physically or mentally. A lot of which were from the Make-A-Wish Foundation. The first recipient was as we all know, Connor, who was basically, he had a life-threatening illness. He was a big fan of Daniel Bryan. He got to see Daniel Bryan win the belt at WrestleMania 30 before he tragically passed away a couple of weeks after WrestleMania. It was a big moment for him. Obviously, there was a feel-good moment with him and Daniel Bryan that they show on the network. For the WrestleMania 30. So they put him in the next year. His father accepted the award for him. And so that was the beginning of the Warrior Award. Now this was originally criticized by, at the time, announcer Justin Roberts. There was criticism right off the bat for the Warrior Award, because they liked Connor. They had no issues with Connor, but the Warrior Award that Ultimate Warrior had proposed was for people that were behind the scenes, WWE employees that no one really knows about. That was basically the original intent of the Warrior Award, or at least what Ultimate Warrior had proposed. So that was where the criticism started. Um, a lot of people were okay with Conor getting in because Conor was great, and he was all over the place when with WWE. They had him travel a lot to different places. He was with Daniel Bryan, and they had a big moment at WrestleMania 30. So that was pretty much the standard for the Warrior Award for the next 5 years, basically. So then we go to 2016. Warrior Award is given away to Jonin, another person with life-threatening illness. And so that was pretty much the intent for the Warrior Award at that point. Next, of course, Eric, another person with life-threatening illness. And again, this was a great standard. It's a Make-A-Wish Foundation thing. And I have to, I think, I made a mistake on Shonin, who it was, I think she was an ambassador for people with life-threatening illness. I don't remember the whole intent of it. It was about a while ago. But, I just kind of want to go through the origins of the Warrior Award. Of course, then there's J.J. Robertson, who won it in 2018, and then Sue. I believe was the again, it's been a while, but I'm pretty sure she was one of the breast cancer recipients, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong about that. I don't exactly remember, but point being is the Warrior Award was pretty much from 2015 to 2019 was pretty much set for people with either life-threatening illness or people that have done something with the community, or somebody who has dedicated their life to something, for a just cause, basically. That's basically what the Warrior Award had been defined for from 2015 to 2019. And so that's where this debate kind of comes up. Okay, so we go to 2020. Obviously, the class is canceled and postponed until the 2021 WrestleMania. So there's two classes now on two separate days. The 2020 class is going to be on one day, and then the 2021 class is going to be on another day. Okay. So there's two different Warrior Awards, one for 2020 and one for 2021. Now, the 2020 Warrior Award pretty much would go to someone from 2020 or 2019 accomplishments, because it's, the Hall of Fame class is supposed to be set up for the previous year. Because, WrestleMania is in April, and they're announcing the Hall of Fame class in January. So, because the Hall of Fames are typically a day before WrestleMania, before the pandemic, of course, where now everything is all mixed up, that's usually how it goes. So yesterday, they announced that Titus O'Neil was going to be a recipient of the 2020 Warrior Award, which kind of makes sense. Titus O'Neil is an ambassador. Personally, I think he's a talented wrestler. I don't think he gets enough, I don't think he gets enough aberration for his ring work. He's not really getting a really good push. They've kind of made him into a joke. Unfortunately, he'll always be defined by the slide in Saudi Arabia, but I actually thought he was, a very good, talented wrestler that's not really getting enough chances to kind of really show, hey, look what I can do, in the ring. But Titus O'Neil is getting the Warrior Award for 2020. Now, a lot of people complained about this, thinking that he was getting 2021's Warrior Award, which he wasn't. He was getting 2020's. Because a lot of people want to see Shad Gaspard get it because he basically sacrificed himself to save his kid. So then we moved today, and the announcement was, that Shad Gaspard would not be getting the 2020 or 2021 Warrior Award, but it would be Rick Henry. Sorry if I said his last name wrong. But he was going to get it, and my initial thoughts were, why are they not giving it to Shad? And I'm sure a lot of people were like this. Now, I did a little research on Rick, and he's done a lot for the WWE. He basically he worked with Vince McMahon Sr., the former owner of the WWE and founder of the WWE, back when it was called the WWF, Vince's father. And, he continued working for Vince McMahon when he took over his father's company and changed it from a territorial regional promotion to what it is today, a national wrestling company, a professional wrestling company. So it's a huge accomplishment. And in a way, I kind of agree that he deserves the award. But at the same time, if we look back at all the Warrior Award recipients since 2015, it does not make sense that he won the Warrior Award. Now, I know some people are going to point out, which I'm not even arguing that point, the original intent of the award that Ultimate Warrior proposed was for guys behind the scenes to get the award. But that's not what WWE has been doing for the past 5 years. They have been not giving it to people like that. They've been giving it to people that have done something, either in the community or someone with a life-threatening illness or someone who dedicated their life to a certain cause that, helps special needs kids. Which, as someone who has pervasive development disorder, I can totally relate to this because a lot of people have worse threatening illness stuff than I do, so I can totally relate to them doing an award like this. But then when they all of a sudden decide to change the description of the award, that's where I kind of get a little annoyed because. And I'm sure because a lot of WWE fans that are saying, like, hey, why didn't Shad win this? They're under the impression that, this is not what the award is based off of. When in reality, the origins of the award was kind of based off of this description, but this is not what WWE has done with this award for the past 5 years. For the past 5 years, they haven't given it to people behind the scenes for WWE. So that's where I kind of get annoyed by this because it's like, oh, now you're going to do this. People criticized you in the beginning because you didn't do this right from the beginning, but now it's okay. Now it's okay because, now we want to do it after 5 years of not doing it. That's kind of the issue that I really have with it. And again, Shad Gaspard, sacrificing himself for a kid, or sacrificing his life for his kid, let me rephrase that, I think is much more of a noble act for warranting the Warrior Award that they have basically defined for the past 5 years of its existence. Then what now all of a sudden they're trying to, I guess, basically go to what the actual intent of the award was that Ultimate Warrior proposed. Rick definitely deserves the award, but at the same time, I'm kind of upset because it's really not what the award was defined for the past 5 years. And that's kind of the issue. And I'm sure that's pretty much the issue with most fans, because most fans that are seeing this are like, well, why is it all of a sudden that objective now when it wasn't the objective in 2015 and afterwards, but now all of a sudden in 2021 it's the issue. That's the problem I have with this. I'm going through some of the people that won the award. I know Connor won the first one. And of course, some of these other people that won it obviously did a lot of great things in the community, or had life-threatening illnesses. But again, that has been the benchmark of what this award has been for the past 5 years, and now all of a sudden it isn't. Now all of a sudden it's going to be for employees behind the scenes. So where's the consistency? And this is a problem with the Hall of Fame, is there's never any consistencies on, what they want to label the awards for. And, change stuff as they go along. That's the problem I have with the award. Both of these two are very well deserving. Depending on the way you look at it. If you look at it strictly from what the award has been intended as for the past 5 years, then Shad definitely should have gotten it. But if you're going if they're going back to the roots of what the award was originally intended to be, then it should go to Rick. But again, this is the first time where it's actually going to someone behind the scenes of WWE, which is what Ultimate Warrior originally intended it to be when he proposed this back in 2014. And so that's kind of where my whole mindset is on it right now. Because a lot of people are arguing about it right now. And so this is kind of where my take is on it. I just think it's kind of very inconsistent. And it's really weird that now all of a sudden WWE wants to start honoring people behind the scenes of WWE, which is something that Ultimate Warrior originally proposed for the award back in 2014, but for the past 5 years, that's not what the award has been about. It's not been about that at all. But now, all of a sudden, it's going to be. Personally, I think that's kind of wrong, because the award has been set a certain way now. If you're going to move forward with, the Warrior Award actually being intended for people that it originally was intended for when Ultimate Warrior proposed it in 2014, then maybe there should be an award made for the people that you have been giving the Warrior Award for the past 5 years then at this point, because it just seems like there's a very inconsistent nature with this award now going forward. So that's kind of my take on this. Hopefully maybe next year, but I'm kind of a little upset that that would be next year that Shad would get it, because that would be based off of 2021 accomplishments, and Shad did this in 2020. That's where I stand on this. It's kind of weird, because kind of both of these guys kind of deserve it, but I mean, that's just kind of where this is at, guys. There's no real right or wrong answer here, but that's just kind of how I wanted to kind of address this. Let me know what you guys think. Where do you guys think about this? Do you think this was the right call, or do you think they should have just, stuck with what they've been doing for the past 5 years? Let me know what you guys think about this. Comment, rate. If you like my videos, please subscribe. Make sure to hit the notification bell for all the latest content. And if you are a new subscriber, make sure to do the same thing. Discord link in the description for discussions. I'm the SSL Ultimate Goku. Moderate. Peace.